I have Janet Buford and Patty Bottoms here now from the Arkansas Governor's Quiz Bowl Association Board to award a new Quiz Bowl scholarship. Janet, tell us about this scholarship.
Yes, Evangeline. The Arkansas Quiz Bowl Association Board decided to give this scholarship to memorialize and honor Quiz Bowl students who had passed away during their time with us, either during that school year or shortly thereafter. And what it provides is a $1,000 college scholarship.
Wow. For
a student who is a senior in Arkansas who is participating in Quiz Bowl activities throughout the year. And since it is a memorial scholarship, this year it is in honor of Drew Bottoms, who died of a four-wheel accident this past summer. And I'm really fortunate to have Drew's mother here to help present this award.
Wonderful.
To Tyler Cantrell.
Tyler Cantrell, wonderful. Congratulations, Tyler.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, Tyler, how does it feel to have a new scholarship here in the amount of $1,000?
It's just such an honor to accept this scholarship, and I just thank the Quiz Bowl Association so much. Thank you.
Okay, and where are you going to school? I want to know how you're going to spend it.
I will be going to Harding University.
Awesome. Wonderful. Well, we want to thank you all so much, and thank you to Arkansas Governor's Quiz Bowl for making this scholarship available. This is great to be able to support educational endeavors and its college education. And years from now, when you graduate, Tyler, what will you be? What will you become? What's your degree going to be? And have you decided yet?
I'm going to major in engineering, and I hope to become a civil engineer one day.
That is so wonderful. A future engineer. Well, thank you all so very much. Before we begin our second match for the 6A championship, we'd like to honor our third and fourth place runners-up. In third place, we have Cersei, and in fourth place, Sheridan. Now we're ready to introduce the teams for our 6A conference championship match between Benton and Russellville. First from Benton, we have Austin Dorman, a sophomore. Their captain is Sam Bell, a junior. Caleb Webb, a junior. And Don Lee, a senior. Their alternates are Sebastian Clark, a sophomore, and Matt Howard, a sophomore. Their coach is Brian West. Give them a big round of applause. And now to Russellville. First we have Conley Hale, a junior. Their captain is Drew Coker, a senior. Matt Annis, a junior, and Trevor Giltner, a senior. Their alternates are Giancarlo Sierra, a junior, J.D. Robertson, a senior, Jeremy Collins, a sophomore, Eli Oslam, a senior, Emily Jordan, a junior, Sylvia Knupp, a sophomore, and Colin Davis, a sophomore. Their coach is Paul Gray, and their assistant coach is Brandon Cooper. Let's hear it for Russellville. I'd like to wish both teams the best of luck, and now I'm going to turn it over to our quiz master, Steve Patterson. Steve?
Welcome to the 6A State Quiz Bowl Championship for 2015, and we have two great teams left to play. They've had a great year and been playing throughout the year and have won, both of them have won tournaments at different places, different times, and this is going to be quite a match here today. It's interesting, while we were having the break there and they were being seated, they're given blank paper, and then they immediately, when they get that blank paper, sit down and start writing everything that they can think of that they might need to know during the match. And so it's fun. All we could see were tops of heads there for a moment while they wrote down periodic tables and doodled or whatever it was that they did up there. But now you're ready to go. So here we go with our first toss-up question of our 6A state championship match. And it happens to be math computation. We'll put 20 seconds on the clock and ask you to answer this math problem. Change the base 10 number 47 into base 8. Caleb.
5-7.
Caleb, you've gotten the first question right. All right, here's question number 2 for both teams. What is the name for the perpendicular contact force exerted by a surface on another? Matt.
Normal force.
Matt, you've gotten the second one right. All right, we're on a roll now. Here's question number 3. Officially known as the Columbus Archipelago, the Galapagos Islands are an administrative province. Drew.
Chile.
No. Of what South? Sam.
Ecuador.
Ecuador would be the right country. All right. Question number 4. This ancient philosopher came to reject some of Plato's beliefs in favor of concrete substances. His philosophy encompassed morality, logic, aesthetics, science, politics, and metaphysics. Name him. Matt.
Aristotle.
Matt, you're right. We're just trading answers back and forth here in this match. All right, question number 5. This French playwright collapsed on stage during a performance of his last play, The Imaginary Invalid, and he died later that night. Name this man whose works also include The School for Wives and The Bourgeois Gentleman. Drew.
Sartre.
No. Benton? Moliere would have been the correct answer. All right. Here's question number 6. What rising dance pop star recently joined forces with pop princess Selena Gomez to record the #1 hit song, I Want You to Know? Drew.
Grande.
No. Dawn.
Zendaya.
No, I have Zedd. Zedd, Z-E-D-D. Don't know her either. Question number 7. What is defined as the rate of diffusion of a gas is inversely proportional to the square root of its... Matt.
Graham's law.
Yes. Question number 8. In this novel, Yuri marries Tanya, though it is Laura that he loves. Name this Boris Pasternak novel. Drew.
Boris Godunov.
No. Sam.
Dr. Zhivago.
Dr. Zhivago. There you go. Question number 9. This man formulated his idea of justification by faith in his 95 Theses. Sam.
Luther.
Yes. Question number 10. What is the first derivative of cotangent x? Dawn.
Secant x.
No. Matt.
Negative cosecant x.
Negative cosecant squared x. So close on both of you. All right. We're halfway through the round with question number 11. What is the term used to group primates that are most human-like? Matt.
Humanoid.
No. Sam.
Hominid.
No, the correct answer is anthropods. Anthropods. All right, question number 12. In which of Shakespeare's plays are Mistress Page and Mistress Ford Drew?
The Merry Wives of Windsor.
Yes, the title characters of that play. Very good. All right, question number 13. This city was named for the wife of King George III. Name this South Central North Carolina city. Drew?
Raleigh.
No. Home to the NFL Panthers. Sam?
Charlotte.
Charlotte is the correct answer. George and Charlotte. All right, math computation for the next question. We'll put 20 seconds on the clock and ask you to answer this. The sum of two numbers is 23, and their difference is 95. What are the two numbers? Answers, please. Matt?
X is 118. Y is 95.
No. Dawn?
59 and negative 82.
You got 59 right, Dawn. The other answer was negative 36. Negative 36. All right, it's tough to get these math sometimes in 20 seconds, isn't it? All right, here's question number 15. What is another name for the Ten Commandments as listed in the Bible? Caleb?
The Talmud.
No. Drew?
The Tanakh.
No, it's known as the Decalogue. Decalogue. All right. I'm just glad you didn't say optional. All right. Question number 16. Officially defined by the U.S. Geologic Society as a channel, it connects the Pacific Ocean to Puget Sound. Name this informal strait that is named after a Greek navigator of the 1500s. Matt?
Jason's Strait.
No? No answer. It's the Strait of Juan de Fuca. All right. Number 17. In this Civil War novel, Drew?
The Red Badge of Courage by Stephen Crane.
You're right. I needed the novel title, and you gave me the author as well. All right. What is the two-word name for the shape of faces of a regular tetrahedron? Matt?
It's a square.
No. Austin?
Equilateral triangle.
I could have also accepted regular triangle, but the answer you gave is even better. All right, here's the next question. What collective name is given to the following characters from Greek mythology? Cronus. Trevor?
The Titans.
The Titans is correct. All right. Question 20 is a science computation. We put 20 seconds on science computation as well as math. And here is the question. A flash light bulb is rated at 0.90 watts. If the light bulb drops 3.0 volts, how much current goes through it? Give answer with the correct number of significant figures. Matt?
0.30 amps.
Yes. And that answer breaks our tie that we had going there for a moment. And so at the end of the first quarter here in our 6A state championship, we have Benton with 60, Russellville with 70. Do we have any challenges? All right. Any substitutions? No substitutions? All right. So we're ready to continue right into the second round, which for those of you unfamiliar with Quiz Bowl is a round that has toss-ups, but if the team member gets a toss-up right, then they give their team a chance at a bonus that's worth 20 points altogether. So good luck to both teams on this. Sam, captain? Drew, captain? All right, here we go. Here's our first toss-up in round two. Based on the author's travels to the Mediterranean, what four-canto narrative poem composed around 1812 by Lord Byron tells the tale of a wandering... Drew?
Don Juan.
No. Of a wandering, disillusioned man. That is known as Childe Harold's Pilgrimage. All right? No harm done there. Here's question number 22. Michelangelo created one of the most famous sculptures of all time. It depicts Mary cradling... Caleb.
Pieta.
Caleb, you're right, and you've earned your team a bonus that is called Cubism. So we'll follow an art question with an art bonus. Here is the descriptor for this, Sam. It says, who is responsible for the following works of Cubist art? Number 1, nude descending a staircase, number 39.
Duchamp.
Yes. 3 musicians.
I don't know what you call it.
Brock.
No. The Basket of Apples.
Chagall.
No. And Portrait of Picasso.
That's Brock. Brock.
I'm sorry?
Brock.
No. Well, you got the first one right, so you're getting 5 points for that. 3 musicians was Pablo Picasso. The Basket of Apples, Paul Cézanne. And the Portrait of Picasso, Juan Gris. So that was a tough category, but that's all right. You got 15 points out of the deal. All right, here's our next toss-up for both teams, and it is a math bonus. So we'll put 20 seconds on our clock and ask you to do this. Write the equation of this ellipse in standard form. 7x squared plus 3y squared equals 84. Answers, please. Nothing? All right, here's the correct answer. X squared over 12 plus y squared over 28 equals 1 would have been the correct answer. That's a lot to do in 20 seconds. All right, here's our next toss-up for both teams. These result from the heating of a groundwater by shallow bodies of magma. Identify these geologic features generally associated with areas that have seen past volcanic activity. Austin.
Geysers.
You're right. And you've earned your team a bonus called American Authors. All right, identify the authors of these novels published by American authors prior to 1950. Really narrows it down some for you. All right, the first one is Martin Eden.
Smith.
No. Last of the Mohicans.
Cooper.
Yes. Dragon's Teeth.
Smith.
No. And The Yearling.
Rawlings.
Yes. All right, so you got 2 out of the 4 for a total of 20 points when you add it to the toss-up. And the Martin Eden question, that is Jack London. And the other one, Dragon's Teeth, Upton Sinclair. All right. 2 bonuses down and 2 to go. And let's give a toss-up to both teams to see who gets the next one. In less than 1 year, he went from being Speaker of the House to Vice President to President. Caleb.
Francis Underwood.
No. Name this politician who was later defeated by Jimmy Carter when he ran for re-election. Matt.
Ford.
Yes. Matt, you've earned your team a bonus that is called Songs or Songwriters. All right? And it says simply to identify each about songs or songwriters. All right, here we go. The U.S. president for whom folk singer Woody Guthrie was named.
Woodrow Wilson.
Why not?
Wilson.
Yes. Number 2, song made famous in 1959 by Bobby Darin, which in 1989 resulted in a lawsuit against McDonald's for using as a jingle Mac Tonight.
Get Down Tonight. Sure. Get Down Tonight.
No. I like that answer, but no. Question 3. 1994 space mission named after a miner's daughter or folk song fame when probe to moon was lost and gone forever.
I was going to say Oh Susanna, but no.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Oh Susanna.
Oh Susanna.
No. Good guess again, but wrong. Question number 4. Song claimed in a 1993 book to have originally been called the Confederate Anthem.
Is that Dixie? Or is it Battle Hymn of the Republic?
I'd say Dixie.
Dixie.
Dixie is the correct answer. So you got 2 out of the 4 for 10 bonus points, added to the 10 for the toss-up, 20 points. The 2 you missed, the song by Bobby Darin was Mac the Knife. And then the song by folk song fame was Clementine. Clementine. All right. We have 1 bonus remaining in this round, and let's see if we can get it with this toss-up question. What is the general name for a program written expressly to facilitate communication between the computer and a device? Austin.
A driver.
Driver's the right answer, Austin. And you've earned, Benton, a bonus called Cities Around the World. Identify each city by the clues given. An Asian city founded as Byzantium in 660 BC, renamed in 330 BC.
Istanbul.
Judges? No. Number 2. U.S. state capital named after Princess Anne.
Annapolis.
Yes. Number 3. City in the northeast of Italy, once overseen by the United Nations, returned to Italy in 1954, and part now became Yugoslavia. Answer?
Milan.
No. And the 4th one. Asian or African city whose name means 3 towns.
Tripoli.
Yes. All right, and you got 2 right, and the 2 you missed. The first one, the Asian city founded as Byzantium, is Constantinople. And the third one, Trieste. Trieste. All right, with that, that's the end of that round. We'll see if we have any challenges on our questions. We do have a challenge from the Benton team, so we'll take a short break while Benton prepares their challenge.
Well, Bill, we've got a really good game going, and it's close, too.
Very, very good game. You know, I'm impressed with how relaxed Russellville is.
Yeah.
This is their first time to be here, and usually that kind of rattles the team. I see no sign of that at all.
No.
They have practiced enough. They have gone to enough tournaments. And as we heard in the opening, Steve was saying they have won tournaments, so they know how this is done.
Okay.
Now, on the other side, Benton, goodness, they've been here so many times I can't count because I run out of fingers and thumbs. But,
And they're so calm.
Yeah. And again, we can talk about the depth of knowledge in what we're seeing here. But this challenge is on the name of the city, on the very first on that bonus part. And Benton caught it very quickly. I saw the coach look at that. Now, this comes with the experience of coaches that are listening and has a depth of knowledge, too.
Okay.
Brian had played Quiz Bowl several years earlier in his life, so he knows what he's up against.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not sure how this will come out. You never predict how challenges are going to come out. But you have to have a group behind the scenes that's paying attention so that you don't miss this. This game could come down to just 5 points.
It could. It's been close throughout the
It's
entire
been
game.
close.
Now let's talk about the awards and the scholarships they're going to receive.
Several years ago, and I can't remember how many, but it's been over 20 because we're in the 30th year now. But several years ago, the state legislature, with Jody Mahoney helping us out, appropriated some money, and at that time the Quiz Bowl Association, the AGQBA, Arkansas Governors Quiz Bowl Association, decided that we would give monetary awards in scholarships to the teams that got to this level. And actually the largest amount of the money that is appropriated goes to them. Okay. Students are encouraged to use this when they go to college. Obviously some of them are sophomores and juniors, and they may get to hang on to this money for a while. Coaches play a big part, schools play a big part in how that's distributed on the local level. But it was a very wise decision by the Quiz Bowl board members. None of the board members get anything.
Okay.
That is donated time. All of the people that you see here today that are educators, they get none of this money. It all goes to them.
That is so wonderful, the awards
Yes.
and everything. Now, Bill, we're going to take a look at some trivia. Let's see if you know the answers out there to these.
All right, our AGQBA rules allow a team to make a challenge if they feel like an answer given by the teams was just as acceptable as what we have on our paper. And if they have the right materials, they're able to do that, and they present that to a group of judges. And that has happened here in this instance. Benton has challenged a question, so we're going to go to our head judge, Justin Akery, for a ruling.
All right, so the challenge was over the answer of Istanbul, given by Benton. The question was worded, the Asian city founded as Byzantium in 660 BC, renamed in 330 BC. Now, based on what we have, the city was not named Istanbul until 1453, so based on the wording of the question, we would have to have Constantinople as the answer. So the challenge is no good.
All right, so that doesn't really change our score at all, does it? This very close game. We have Benton with 115 and Russellville with 90. Very close as we go into to our third round of play, which we call our lightning round, our 60-second round. And that means, Russellville, with you being just a few points behind, you get to pick first of our three categories. And let me give the categories to the two teams, and then we'll give them time to talk about which one they would like to do. All right, Drew, the first one is called this, United States Land Features. Okay? Identify these well-known things that occur naturally in America. Category 2, periodic table only, in quotation marks, only, characteristics. Identify these unique or only characteristics of the periodic table of elements. And the third one is famous American females. Give the first and last names of these American females from the clues given. And I don't believe you'll have to give the first on most of them, but the last name will be enough on these. All right, the teams, you have 1 minute to confer and decide on your category.
Okay, Bill, coming up the 60-second round, this could really make the difference, couldn't it?
It could make the difference in this game very easily because we're so close. And each of the questions that they answer correctly are going to be 10 points. Now, again, as we saw in our first match, if you can run it, you get a 20-point bonus, which would come in really handy in this game because I think this game may come down to 10 or 15 points is going to be the only difference between them. And those categories, when you're discussing them in this minute, you have got to determine not only what can you do, but also what can the other team do.
Okay.
So sometimes you will pick out the part that you think, we're not as strong in this, but they're going to kill it, so we'll take it and do the best we can on it. Okay. There is also the provision of stalling. They can take one, get to the third or fourth question, or even on the first question and stall. That means the other team doesn't have the opportunity to get any points. So a real crucial part of the game.
Now, both teams are very calm.
Yes.
Is this something that was planned, or this is just how they are? What?
Well, I would have
Strategy?
expected it from Benton. I was kind of shocked when I saw how calm, cool, and collected Russellville was. Or is, and that plays a big part. If you get really agitated, there's a lot of stuff going on here. You've got an audience, you've got cameras, it's cooler in here. You can get kind of sidetracked, but they're not. Their motive, their concentration is good, both teams.
Okay. Well, we're going to go back to the match, the 6A competition.
Welcome back to the third round of our 6A state championship. And during that break, our teams conferred and decided which category they would prefer to have as their 60-second lightning round. And Benton has chosen famous American females, and Russellville has chosen periodic table onlys. Okay. And Russellville, you get to go first. And we've got 60 seconds on the clock. And I'll read these quickly. They're fairly lengthy. When you're ready to give an answer, Drew, make sure you look directly at me and smile. All right, here we go. Identify these unique or only characteristics of the periodic table of elements. The only non-metal grouped with a family of otherwise all metals.
Defer to Matt.
It's going to be boron.
No. The only named group to be composed of all metals.
It's going to be transition. Or would it be
All metals.
alkali metals?
No. The only element technically in the seventh period with a one-letter symbol.
Adrian.
Is it uranium? Yeah. Uranium?
Yes. The only element assigned to sixth period with a one-letter symbol.
Tungsten.
Yes. The only named family with a member that exists in each of the three states.
Mercury.
No. Hydrogen exists in all three.
Yeah, hydrogen.
Should be alkali metals.
No. The only fifth period transition metal with a one-letter symbol.
Yttrium.
Yttrium.
Yes. The only metalloid with a one-letter symbol.
That's going to be. Should be carbon, I guess.
Where's it?
Carbon.
I'm sorry?
Carbon.
No. All right. Judges, I have that they answered number 3, 4, and 6 correct? All right. So we're going to pass some over to you, Sam, and the descriptor simply says to identify these unique or only characteristics of the periodic table of elements. All right. Question number 1 was the only non-metal grouped with a family of otherwise all metals.
Helium? No. Would it be hydrogen? Hydrogen.
Yes.
Yeah, there
The only named group to be composed of all metals.
Alkaline earth metals? Alkaline earth metals?
Yes. Question 5. The only named family with a member that exists in each of the 5 states.
Where's mercury?
Answer?
Halogens?
Yes. And the only metalloid with a one-letter symbol.
Silicon.
No, that answer was boron. Boron. All right. Very good. Now we're going to go to Benton and allow them to have 60 seconds and to try to name as many famous American females as they can in those 60 seconds. All right. Drew, you be ready for any bounce backs they may give you. All right. The first woman elected to the U.S. House of Representatives.
Rankin?
Yes. The first woman elected to the U.S. Senate.
Chisholm?
No. The first woman to cross the Atlantic Ocean by air.
Earhart?
Yes. First woman astronaut in space.
Sally Ride?
Yes. Latest female judge appointed to the Supreme Court.
Sotomayor. Is it Sotomayor?
Sotomayor?
No. First lady that championed the Just Say No anti-drug campaign.
Nancy Reagan?
Yes. The first teacher selected for space died in Challenger explosion.
McAuliffe?
Yes. First American to win all-around title in Olympic gymnastics.
Mary Lou Retton?
Yes. The first female doctor in America.
Blackwell?
Yes. The first woman ever nominated for vice president by a major party.
Geraldine Ferraro?
Yes. Very good. 8 out of the 10, I believe, judges. All right. But, Drew, they left 2 open for you, so let's see if you can get these. One of them is first woman elected to the United States Senate.
Perkins.
No. And the latest female judge appointed to the Supreme Court.
Kagan.
Kagan is correct. Hattie Caraway was the first female senator elected to the Senate. That's the key right there. All right, that's the end of round 3. Let me see if we have any challenges. We do have a challenge from Russellville, and Benton is okay. All right, we're going to take a short break while Russellville prepares their challenge.
Interesting, Bill.
Very interesting.
Numbers are looking a little bit different now after that 60-second round.
That's what that 60-second round does, too. And I don't know that I caught this challenge. I'm not too sure what we're looking at. It has to do with what Benton was answering, and it may have to do with the pronunciation, and they heard something that wasn't said or heard something that was said. I don't know. I didn't catch it. Both of those 60-second rounds were challenging, though.
Okay.
Both of them.
Okay.
And the periodic table, now this is 2 60-second rounds we've seen this. I wonder if we see the periodic table the rest of the day. Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably
okay.
not.
Well, we saw rap early this morning. I wonder if we'll see rap again.
I don't know, but I could see you wanting to be up there when they did that.
I knew that. I knew it was Vanilla Ice. I knew it. That's
and
the
you
only
could
one
have done all of them.
I couldn't. Well, no, I couldn't have done all of them.
Oh,
but
Hammer,
I
you
knew
could
that.
have done that.
Yeah, I could have gotten Hammer.
Okay, tell me that.
What does this experience do for these young people when they're preparing
Confidence
for quiz ball?
builders. It also exposes them to a lot of knowledge that they wouldn't necessarily run into in the classroom. However, that being said, most of the knowledge that they have and that they're using is coming from the teachers and is coming from their classrooms.
Okay. All right. Right now, we're going to go to trivia to see how much you know.
Welcome back to our 2015 state championships for 6A. We had our second challenge of the match here just a moment ago, and so we're going to turn over to our head judge, Justin Acree.
All right. So the challenge was over the first question of Russellville's lightning round that said the only non-metal grouped with a family of otherwise all metals. The answer we had was hydrogen. The answer given was boron. We turned down the challenge because boron is classified as a metalloid and not a non-metal. So there will be no points awarded there, and Benton will get to keep their 10 points on the bounce back.
All right. Well, we've had two exciting challenges so far, and sometimes you win them and sometimes you don't. But at the end of our third round now, we have Benton with a score of 225, Russellville with 130, and a very, very close game. Coaches, do we have any changes we'd like to make? We do have substitutions we're going to make at this time, so we'll take a very short break and come right back to you. Welcome back. As I said, there was going to be a short break, and it certainly was. We did bring in Giancarlo to be with us here in this final round. Now, there are 200 points left in this final round. It composed of 20 toss-up questions, and so this is going to be an exciting finish to our 6A state championship. When we're through, we'll have presentations of our first and second place trophy, and they're going to be presented today. I want you to know who these folks are by Janet Buford, who's our president-elect. She is actually representing our president, Brandon Cooper, who is the Russellville coach, so he can't do his duties presenting our trophies. And then Kelly Holt, who is our board treasurer. He'll be presenting our money part of the day. So I want you to know who they are when we get to that part of our program. All right, Benton, Russellville, are you ready now for this final round? All right, hands on our buzzers, and here we go. Name the Russian composer of Rhapsody on a Theme of Paganini and Isle of the Dead. Sam?
Borodin.
No? Russellville? Trevor?
Mussorgsky.
No, it's Sergei Rachmaninoff. All right. Question number 32. The League of Nations was founded, the Treaty of Versailles with Drew.
1918.
No. The treaty, Caleb.
1919.
1919 would be the correct answer. I was going to finish with the White Sox throwing the World Series. All right. Question 33. Identify the name for a device that is designed to introduce resistance into an electric circuit. Matt.
Resistor.
Yes. Sometimes they're easy, aren't they? All right. Question number 34. According to the proverb, blank is the better part of valor. Matt.
Discretion.
Yes. Let's do a math computation. We'll put 20 seconds on our clock, and here's the problem. Given that the sine of angle the sine of angle B equals 4 over 5, what is the value of secant of B? If necessary, give your answer in simplified square root form. Matt?
5 over 3.
5 over 3 is right. All right. Question number 36. This metallic element is silvery white, quite ductile, used in atomic clocks, and is one of the 3 metals that are liquid at room temperature. Name this element with atomic number 55. Giancarlo.
Bromine.
No. Caleb.
Cesium.
Cesium. All right. Question number 37. In the sentence, several writers whom I admire contribute to magazines, what kind of clause is the phrase, whom I admire? Sam.
Subordinate.
More specific.
Conjunctive subordinate.
No. Drew.
A subordinate clause.
No, I need more specific than that, Drew.
Co-joining subordinate clause.
No, we were looking for adjective clause, the specific type of subordinate clause that it was. All right, question number 38. This country is Central America's largest, yet most sparsely populated nation. Name this capital, whose capital is Managua. Drew.
Nicaragua.
Yes. In fluid mechanics, what statement holds that for fluids in an ideal state, pressure and density are inversely related? In other words, a slow-moving fluid exerts more pressure than a... Matt?
Viscosity?
No, than a fast-moving fluid. Caleb?
Bernoulli's principle.
That's the correct answer. All right, question number 40. What 2012 hit movie carries the tagline, "The world will be watching"? Trevor?
Catching Fire.
No. Sam?
The Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games. All right, question number 41. Among the earliest candidates for national park status, this area features towering granite cliffs. Drew?
Yosemite.
You're right. I didn't have to read all of those other dramatic features. Thank you, Drew. All right, we're going to do math computation for the next question. All right, 20 seconds for you to do this. Find the area of an equilateral triangle that has sides each measuring 10 centimeters. Matt?
50 square roots of 3 centimeters squared.
No. Answer, please, Benton. All right, Sam?
5 on the square root of 75 centimeters squared.
No, I have 25 times the square root of 3 square centimeters. All right. Question number 43. What literary device is at work in the following statement? In the same way as one cannot have the rainbow without the rain, one cannot achieve success and riches without... Drew?
Allegory.
No, without hard work. Benton? Sam?
Metaphor.
No, it's an analogy. All right. Question number 44. What singer inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2013 introduced us to a character known as the Gambler? Caleb?
Rogers.
Yes, Kitty Rogers. All right, science computation. Science computation also carries 20 seconds with it, so let's do this. Convert 77 degrees Fahrenheit into Kelvin. Give your answer using 3 significant figures. All right, Matt.
298 degrees Kelvin.
Matt, you're right on the money. Good job. And right on the buzzer, too. All right. Question number 46. The title of this book, which involves a supernatural carnival visiting Greentown, Illinois, comes from a line in Macbeth. Name this Ray Bradbury. Sam?
The Dark Carnival.
No, novel. The answer, oh, Matt, I'll take it.
The Gray Carnival.
No, it's Something Wicked This Way Comes. All right. The next question. Name the English physician and pathologist who introduced a vaccine for smallpox. Sam?
Jenner.
Yes. Often written in terms of T, representing time, what term describes a system of equations with more... Matt?
Parametric.
Yes. Some of his more famous works come from a previous sculpture called The Gates of Hell. Drew?
Rodin.
Yes. Powers given to the states as outlined in the 10th Amendment to the... Drew?
Enumerated rights.
No. 10th Amendment to the Constitution are considered to be what kind of powers? Sam?
Implied powers.
No, they're called reserved powers. All right, and that happened to be the final question of the match. Now we'll check our score and see if we have any challenges. No challenges here. Any challenge over here? Benton? No. All right, so our score here at the end of our 6A state championship is Benton 295, Russellville 200. Congratulations, Benton, our 6A state champion.
That was a great game, Bill.
It was a great game, and I would expect to see Russellville back here in the future.
Oh, I'm sure.
They played an excellent game. The only thing that went against them was that 62nd round. If that hadn't flipped on them, this game would have been determined by 5 or 10, 15 points. And that was a good game.
We saw several challenges during this game, too.
Well, we saw 2, and that's not uncommon. You'll catch it. And if you'll notice, both of them were turned down because of the right. But also note that in challenges, the coach just can't challenge and say, I know. He has to present material. So on the side, our viewers can't see this, but they have books and books and books so that they can, if they run into a challenge, say, look, this is what the book says.
Yeah.
And they have other students that you may not see in front of the camera that I used to call quiz masters. They will be researching that. You'll see a coach point to somebody, and they're tearing into the book to find the information.
Okay, well, it was a great match, and we're going to go back to the set now for the awarding of the trophy and the check with Janet Buford and Kelly Holt.
That was a great game, guys. The runner-up trophy goes to Russellville. Congratulations.
And for academic excellence, here's a check for $1,500. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Great job.
Okay, and the championship trophy goes to Benton. Sam?
Benton, you're back on top again. Congratulations.
Thank you.
$3,000 for academic excellence. Good job.
And the 6A most valuable player is Sam from Benton. You got enough to hold there. Did you get it?
And as if we don't have enough, here's a check for an MVP, and it goes to Sam Bell. Congratulations, Sam.
And now for the 6A All-Tournament team members, Carolyn Schry.
In addition to Sam, who made MVP quite handily with a 13.66 average per game, we also have Drew Coker, who made All-Tournament team. We have Caleb Webb, who made All-Tournament team. We have Matt Annis, who made All-Tournament team. And we have Don Lee, who is now not up there but back here, who made All-Tournament team. Quite a few from these two. Then in addition, we have a number of others who were not in the top 2 teams that also made All-Tournament team. They would be Dylan Thompson of Sheridan, Joe Lim of Searcy, Crystal Neal of Searcy, Brady Martin of Texarkana, Arkansas High, Nathan Grimes of Sheridan, Jack Tate of Searcy, and Jackson Mitchell of Greenwood. Congratulations to our all-tournament team for 6A.
Earlier this month, AETN had the opportunity to sit down with Governor Asa Hutchinson and talk about the 30-year tradition of Quiz Bowl in Arkansas. Let's take a look.
Hi, this is Governor Asa Hutchinson. A big congratulations to the Arkansas Governor's Quiz Bowl on its 30th anniversary. The Quiz Bowl has had an important and lasting impact on academics in Arkansas. Just making a school's Quiz Bowl team is an achievement. It's not easy. Team members dedicate hours to studying everything from the classics to history to the latest developments in science. And that's in addition to their regular classwork. I remember when my son was a member of the Quiz Bowl team from Northside High School that won the national championship in 2001. It was a proud moment for this parent. Since 2001, the Arkansas Quiz Bowl has increased competition for junior high students and developed camps for students to become better Quiz Bowl players. This year, the Quiz Bowl Association will award a memorial scholarship to a deserving senior high player and recognize an outstanding coach. Just last year, another team from Arkansas won a National Quiz Bowl title. This time, coaches Lindsey Asbury and Richard Campbell led Woodland Junior High School of Fayetteville to the Junior National Championship. Over the years, Quiz Bowl has become an Arkansas tradition, as well as a showcase for the state's most dedicated students and their coaches. I'm proud to say I'm the father of a Quiz Bowl champion, and I'm especially proud that Arkansas has been part of Quiz Bowl for 30 years. We all look forward to many more years of great competition.
Wow, that is really wonderful that Governor Hutchinson's son won a national tournament. You can really tell the governor understands the importance of Quiz Bowl in Arkansas. Now let's take a few minutes to watch this video that highlights the last 30 years of the Quiz Bowl tradition.